Testing. All right. That seems to be working. Give it about even a minute, see if anyone shows up. Hey Anita, good to see you here. I'm just getting this set up real quick. Okay. I guess we'll go ahead and get started then. So yes, welcome back to another watch-along. We're continuing on with our Jurassic journey. This time with the third installment of the series, released in 2001. A movie that I do remember watching a lot as a kid. In fact, I think I may have saw this one more than the other two. Maybe, I don't know. But that being said, this was a film that, much like Lost World, did not get the best reception when it came out. It wasn't, it was pretty critically panned. But even then, I do remember enjoying when I was younger, and to this day, I do kind of have a soft spot for this movie. But yeah. But that being said, I guess it's time to see if I'll still have those feelings today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get the movie started. Press this on. All right. Let's see. All right. So I'm gonna get the movie's gonna start in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. I mean, 2001 was a pretty great film, great year for film. I mean, I would say this is one of the best films from that year, but restricted. Well, yeah, this one's only an hour and a half, whereas the last two were like over 2 hours. So, which is probably for the best because the plot this gives us, it doesn't need to be a 2 hour long story. So, yeah, you already said that about Dinosaur 2000. Hmm. Yeah, I know. This was the first film to not be by Spielberg. It was by Joe Johnson, who has quite the interesting film catalog when you look at his movies. The guy that directed October Sky, um, Jumanji, Hildago, The Page Master, or at least the live action bits. Yeah, he's got a pretty odd filmography, you could say. Yeah, they're dead. Yeah, now they're trapped on the island. Of course they are. Good to see Samuel back as Dr. Grant. Yeah, I know the Blu-ray they have the just the typical Jasper logo, whereas I believe the DVD I also had the Spinosaurus instead. So yeah, Dr. Grant, Dr. Sadler didn't get together, so like, which I think it ticked off a lot of people when when this film came out. Still having trauma from the last your last little scourge. Yeah, this film's probably better to not have a human antagonist. So that's neat to know they were born in the same year this film came out. Yes, I'm aware of all that. That Spielberg did not direct this. We already brought that up earlier. Yeah, everybody. Granted is a spoon facts. What Ham and his team, they did not make dinosaurs, they made monsters. The real dinosaurs are extinct, so unless you can somehow invent time travel and bring them back to the present, then yeah. I guess Laura Dern just wasn't available for this film, so can't wait to see them not use that gun. Fort Peck Lake, Montana. Yeah, I kind of figured the same team that made the CGI for this film also did the Star Wars prequels. They kind of have a similar look to them. But that will come in handy later on. And William H. Macy. Hmm. Right, like, we can believe any of that crap they're saying. Yes, I've seen your comments. What's with these characters in lucky bags? I don't blame you, Grant. Yeah, sure you do. And we get this scene that everyone likes to meme off of. It's just so random, like, what the heck? Although I don't get why is it because obviously that's meant to be the raptor depicted in this movie. Wouldn't it make more sense to have it be the raptor from the first movie, like those appearances? I don't know. It's just saying. Considering Grant hasn't encountered these raptors yet. Yes, the iconic Jurassic Park theme, or one of the iconic themes that they just love to play in almost every movie. Hmm. Yep. I just ever heard of dinosaurs. Ugh. Yeah. What makes you think that, Billy? Yeah, I don't know who Jacob Samurai is, so what do you think, you dumb broad? Why is everything a T Rex do, people? Seriously? You realize there's other large predatory dinosaurs, right? I see. I mean, this movie pretty much popularized the Spinosaurus, even though it's been known by scientists since the early 1900s. I mean, this is the movie that first introduced it to audiences. You know, nowadays it is a very outdated Spinosaurus, but back then we didn't have much to work off of, so I'm pretty sure Hollywood just reuses the same dinosaur roar sound effects. So yeah, Grant's like, oh, not this again. Mm. You have to admit it is a pretty cool design, even if it is outdated. Yeah, I imagine that would have been painful. Mhm. Well, that's sorry to hear that, Anita, about your cat. So apparently, the animatronic used for the Spinosaurus is regarded as one of the, if not the biggest animatronic ever made for a movie. I mean, there were plans for Jurassic Park 4, but I guess it was canceled, and it just took a while until they would get a new Jurassic film in the franchise. And of course, they had to run into a Tyrannosaurus. And the most iconic scene from this movie, the fight between the two giant predators. Even though in real life, the T Rex probably would have won the moment it got its jaws around the Spino's neck. So apparently, there's a fan theory that this T Rex is actually the baby from the last movie, just grown up, but it's not fully grown. If that's the case, that would probably make a little sense. Honestly, I don't get what. I know a lot of people hated this movie because of this scene. That's the thing everyone always talks about, but it's like they do release T Rex. Like I don't know, T Rex doesn't always have to be the star of every dinosaur movie. Just saying. Grant knows what he's talking about. He was on the other island, so it's seriously, they did not they somehow got the islands mixed up. Like, yeah, I would definitely stick with them. They at least know what they're talking about. Yes, I've seen your comments in here. You don't need to keep bringing it up. Yeah, at least your camera's working, Billy. Jeez. I would say, Billy, I thought you would know your dinosaurs. You know that Sugamimus and well, I mean, Sugamimus had kind of a small sail, while Baryonyx had none at all. So yeah, Spinosaurus apparently was not on Ingen's list, which yeah, that's a little suspicious. So yeah, you've been lied to about get. At least Mr. Kirby has some sense. Yeah, I can see this island taking place in Hawaii, being filmed in Hawaii. Especially considering that it's been 8 weeks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the battery of a flashlight is not the same as the battery used in a video camera. Just saying. Like, I always thought that was a little weird. Yeah, I could believe that regarding scenes that were cut from the first film or incorporated into this one. So apparently, this is what happened to Ben. But I've always wondered what exactly happened. Did he just like how did he die? Is the question. Did he just actually like hang himself, or trying to get out of the parachute, or did some scat? I don't know. I've always wondered what happened to him. So yeah, Bry. I am. I don't. I okay. Yeah, sure. You could apply that with any film that was released in 2001. Why these people thought it was a good idea to have their son go with some guy to explore this island? I will never understand that. Knowing the reputation it has, you already mentioned that earlier regarding Spielberg and John Williams and all that. Uh oh, nest of eggs. Stumble upon a velociraptor nesting ground. Billy, you're about to make a huge mistake. What you've just done. That we will see later on. Yeah, I doubt that phone works. Uh-oh. That's the way to do it, Billy. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier regarding the raptor in Alan's dream. It doesn't make sense. He hasn't encountered this particular breed of velociraptor and only knows the ones from Nublar. So I don't know. Will those candy bars even still be good after being there for God knows how long? But then again, I guess you have to be. Then again, I guess you have to get whatever you can. And just a bunch of dead embryos. Look, I get the velociraptors are smart, but I doubt they'd be smart enough to pull this trick off. You clever son of a gun. Yeah, I'm aware they cut out a lot from this film, so why are you bringing up the T Rex? We're long past that scene. And now a stampede. Hmm. Yep, he's a goner. I mean, I guess it's fitting you mentioned Jumanji since Joe Johnston did also direct that film. Not yet. He's just paralyzed. Yep. Okay, now he's definitely dead. Yeesh. Mm. And there's Eric. He was able to survive these 8 weeks on this island. Well, yeah, yeah, invited you along. That's a very yeah, that's a way of saying it. You mean played by Trevor Morgan? I guess it's ironic that he was in Barney's Great Adventure, considering Barney does make a cameo in this film. I mean, in that movie, his character in that film did say he dreamed of going on a grand adventure. I guess he got his wish, but not the way. But careful what you wish for. I guess it would have been interesting to see Sam Neill in Lord of the Rings. Actually, there is a book, by the way, that I had. I think I still have it somewhere. That is about Eric's you know, his days trapped on this island, how he survived, and apparently in that book it does explain how he got that TRXP. Apparently, he was trying to escape a pack of raptors. He climbed a tree only to fall off the tree and fall into a puddle that was really just filled with T-Rex urine, which scared the raptors away. Yeah, we both have the same opinion on Dr. Ian Malcolm. Yeah, great. The combies make a cameo. Yeah. So apparently, originally the fight between the T-Rex and Spinosaurus, they were going to have the animatronics do it, but the Spinosaurus animatronic ended up breaking the T-Rex animatronic, which I think is so hilarious that the Spino basically killed the T-Rex both within the film and behind the scenes of the film. It's a Mechanosaurus. Total 3 cars in 3 years. Woman, how bad of a driver are you? Yeah, the 2000s in general was quite a pretty good decade for cinema. Granted, it had its own wild slew of films, but it still had a lot of amazing films too. Honestly, I realized a lot of my personal favorite films came out in the 2000s, be it the Lord of the Rings trilogy, Spirited Away, Marion Max, Old Boy, Pan's Labyrinth, Fantastic Mr. Fox, Wally, just name a few movies that I personally love from the 2000s. Yeah, I know there were a lot of video games based on Jurassic Park 3, which funny you mention that. Forgot to pull this out, but um, yeah, I still have Danger Zone myself. This game definitely brings a lot of memories back. I remember the arcade game. I used to play that game at my local movie theater until they got rid of it, along with the other arcades, which was I hate it so much. And somehow y'all got separated, like you're on one side of the fence. Yeah, this is a little silly. Like the phone is still ringing, it's inside the Spinosaurus stomach. I wouldn't just stand there. That yeah, exactly. And why is that, Billy? Something to hide? Yeah, you got eggs. Hmm. A little harsh to say, don't you think, Dr. Grant? I get you're mad at him, but yeah, exactly. It's better to have them on you than without just not have them at all. Yeah, obviously this area will be very rusty and not stable. I mean, how many times are you gonna ask that question in every stream? Yes, I'm gonna make a live action trailer eventually. All right, it's I mean, the Pteranodon does make a cameo appearance at the end of Lost World, but yeah, this is the first film to actually use them as a threat. Even though in real life, I don't think they'd be that much of a threat to humans as they prey on fish and probably small reptiles and insects. But I mean, their beaks were not designed to really attack human-sized prey, as far as I'm concerned. Hmm. Guano smells like fish, doesn't it, Grant? Yeah, you're in a giant cage. Well, actually, no, it's not a bird cage. It's a pteranodon cage. And babies. At least the parachute's working. Hmm. Yeah, I know. I've played Lego Jurassic World before. It's a fun game, and apparently these pteranodons have teeth, despite the fact that real life they didn't have teeth. But then again, these are genetically modified pteranodons. And that one's dead. Wonder how long it took Engine to build this giant cage. Hmm. Oh dear. Hmm. Yeah, I know Billy was originally meant to die, but I guess I don't know. Maybe he was seemed too likable of a character. They didn't feel like killing him off. I mean, yeah, Mrs. Kirby, you didn't lock the gate. Yeah, I don't know how they would fit Dr. Malcolm into this story. I mean, especially given the events of the last film. I mean, I doubt he want anything to do with this. Yeah, the Baryonyx would definitely lose to the T-Rex given how much smaller it was. Yeah, I heard of dinosaurs. Mm. Ah, that's just lovely. They gotta dig the phone out of the, yeah. And a random Ceratosaurus just shows up. Yeah, it recognizes that smell. It's like, yeah, I'm out of here. Nope, I'm not sticking around. I know what that smell means. Dr. Grant knows who to call. Unfortunately, yeah, you little nugget. Hmm. Oh boy. Kid, never mind them having conversations. Go take the phone to your mother. Like, kids, they get distracted so easily. And there goes your gas. Now, how Ellie knew where Grant and is at the moment, like despite him not giving information, I'm not sure unless that phone call is traceable. I mean, Okay, how is she not dead from the Spino to scratch her like that? I don't understand. Hmm. Yep. That's why the gas leaked in the water. So, well, they managed to ward off the Spino. Yep, you're near the ocean. So we still have one more obstacle to overcome. Yeah, they want their eggs back. Hmm. Oh yeah, you have that with you, the little Velociraptor horn thing. Now, can you speak their language, Doctor? That's they hear something. I'm guessing these two are the parents. Well, not every one of these movies needs to end in the epic Dino showdown. Plus, we already had one with the T Rex and Spinosaurus, so yep, they're here. Yeah, not yet. And Billy's alive. Well, like I said, not every ending has to be a Dino showdown. I mean, technically, Lost World didn't have a Dino showdown. I mean, well, it had ending with the T Rex rampage in San Diego, but I would argue the ending of I'd argue the ending of Jurassic World Rebirth was even weaker than this. But we'll get to that movie eventually. And of course, the Pteranodons got out of their cage. But Eric is relieved because he's been on the island for 8 weeks, so it'd be a relief to finally be home and back in human civilization. Directed by Joe Johnston. So yeah, that was Jurassic Park 3. I mean, produced by Kathleen Kennedy. I will agree this is definitely the weakest of the three Jurassic Park films, but even then, I don't know. I find it mildly entertaining. Like the Spinosaurus is a cool addition, so are the Pteranodons. But I mean, I don't know. Like it doesn't really do anything to like conflict with the previous films, or at least there's no like contradictions or whatever. But I don't know. But yeah, that concludes the Jurassic Park trilogy, and then up. But up next, we'll be getting into yeah, we'll be starting the Jurassic World films next time, which is something I'm not really looking forward to because I'm particularly not a huge fan of the Jurassic World movies, but I'll get more into those when we get to each film. So yeah. So overall, hope y'all enjoyed this, and I guess I will see y'all in the next watch along. So later. Oh, and also happy 4th of July as well to any of my American viewers. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go and we're gonna be oh yeah, Stan Winston did the live action dinosaurs, yeah. But yeah, I have a family picnic I gotta get ready for, so I will see you on the next one. So later.